Good morning, everyone, and good evening, good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining this special introductory session. I welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for your time. Kandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Brahmanandam Parama Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Nandatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tatmasyadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Vigunarahitam Sadgurum Tvam. Pranam to all. And once again, thank you very much for joining this special session. We have limited time, so we would be very much precise to explain the objective of this session, and thereafter we would move further on the practice side as well. My name is Subhash Chandra, and I will be taking this whole session throughout the 1 hour. So please bear with me, watching me and listening to me. I'm sure all of us would be benefited from this special session, which is created specifically for all those who are new to know what Vihangam Yoga is. Many times when we hear the word yoga, what happens? In our mind, first thing comes is the asanas. But that may not be correct in all the times for all the things. Vihangam Yoga is very different compared to whatever we have been practicing so far. There is only one objective of Vihangam Yoga, and that is uniting ourselves with the Supreme Being. That's the only objective. So when I say ourself, means what is that? Is that we are talking about mind? Are we talking about our body? Or we are talking about our conscious state, the soul? In words, probably we know the word soul, but the real objective for all of us is to realize, to experience the real meaning of this term, this entity called soul. So there is one single objective of Vihangam Yoga is to bring ourselves to the level of the soul, and from there onward to move further beyond to the supreme conscious state. We know that there are lots of different types of yoga sections are happening here and there, but I'm just trying to give a little bit of glimpse how does Vihangam Yoga is different and unique from rest of the all. If you categorize the yoga in different ways, there are 3 different ways in which we can differentiate a yoga. One is Pipil Yoga, which means the yoga of ant. Second one is the Kapil Yoga, means monkey yoga. And third one is the Vihangam Yoga. Let me elaborate the difference between all these 3, because the base is different for all of these 3, and that's how the differences has come between among all these 3. Rest, whatever name we know, all of those will fall under one of these 3 categories. So the first one, the Pipil Yoga, what does it mean? It says where the base is the body. Whatever we are doing, whatever type of asanas or whatever activities we are doing, including breathing exercises and running and all those kind of things, if our base is body, it will be considered as the people yoga. When we shift ourselves to the level of mind, we have shifted to the Raj Yoga. You might have heard these terminologies. Raj Yoga means it is the Kapil Marg. What does it do? A monkey. What does a monkey does? It goes at one place at one time and then jumps to the other at the other time. So it doesn't stop at one place for longer time period. It just jumps from one to another. That's how our mind is. And when we try to do yoga on the basis of mind, it is categorized as Kapil Marg or the Raj Yoga. The third one is the Vihangam Yoga. Vihag means it's the bird. When the base is the soul, it is considered as we are talking about Vihangam Yoga. Because once the bird leaves any other base, it flies free on its own basis. Doesn't matter how broad the air or the whole universe is. It continues moving on its own basis. Similarly, when we're talking about Vihangam Yoga, that means we are talking about being at the base of the soul. Any other type of words we have heard, it will fall under one of these. Either Kapil Yoga, Kapil Yoga, or Vihangam Yoga. And these categorizations are on the basis of the basis, the body, the mind, and the soul. Where we are, what base we have, it completely depends on us. And if we want to progress from one to another, it's completely our own decision. The objective of Vihangam Yoga is to shift everyone's base from body to mind to the soul. This is how we move forward on that basis. But what is the problem? What is the problem? The problem comes, even if theoretically we know lots of things, in our day-to-day life when we see, we have lots of problems happening with us. We try to overcome all those problems and try to smoothen our life on a daily basis. But it doesn't come the way we want it to. So what is the problem? We will talk about those problems and we will see how Vihangam Yoga can help you to eradicate all of those problems. The real problem comes actually from the mind. In this whole world, believe me, most of us are the slaves of our mind. Mind is the real culprit for all of us. Whichever way we are living our life, most of us are being led by our mind itself. If any problem is coming in front of us, we realize it on the basis of the mind. And the mind is the real root cause of all the problems. And there is one solution though. There is only one solution. How to control the mind. Once we are able to control the mind, we will be able to control all of our problems. We can eradicate all of our problems. So how do we control the mind? Many people do lots of different types of activities. Some people are trying to focus on one way or different. Some people are doing, even music is considered as meditation. Dancing can be considered as a meditation portion. And similarly, whatever you do, even running is considered as meditation for some people. All are good. But the point is, when we are trying to meditate, whichever way we are, definitely we are able to meditate at that time point. But whether that meditation helps us to be in the meditative state when we are not meditating specifically the way we used to do. Simple example, suppose somebody is doing music, fully concentrated meditation way, it's okay, fine. But at the time when the person is meditating, that person or doing music, playing music, he is very much fully into that particular event, the moment. Very nice. What about he is not playing the music? Is he still in the mode of meditation, in the mode of being focused? Please check with yourself. Please check with yourself whether you are still in the meditative state when you are not meditating or not. That is the real question, because our life is not just for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour. Our life is, at least we are awake for around 16, 18 hours. What is our mode? Are we in meditative state? Are we fully focused where we want to focus or not? That's the real question for all of us. Vihangam Yoga brings its uniqueness here. When we meditate, even just for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, morning daily, evening daily, what happens, it simply hits the root cause of our problem, and that is the mind. And on that basis, after finishing our 10-minute meditation from inside, you will find that you are still in the meditative state. Please don't consider that this state will come immediately after somebody started meditation for 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 1 month kind of thing. No, it will take some time. For different people, it takes different way. But this is reality. That if you practice Vihangam meditation, your inner state will change significantly, very much significantly. One should try at least to see what different kind of changes one person can have. The main problem, again, I'm repeating, is the mind. Mind is the real culprit for everyone. And because of the presence of the mind, we are in illusion. We are moving our whole life. We are driving our whole life in ignorance. In fact, we don't realize what is the meaning of ignorance. Ignorance, we don't realize that are we living our life in ignorance or not? We need to realize, we need to understand what is the meaning of ignorance, how mind is playing a real reason, as a real reason for all these causes, all these problems, what we have. Our sense organs, we are being driven. We are being driven to this outside world on the basis of our sense organs, on the basis of the experience, whatever we have in this world, in the outside. If our eyes see something, it is attracting. It is being attracted towards the objects of the subject of the eye. Similarly, when we hear something very soothing, our mind drags us in the outside towards that sound. And that's how our whole life, and in fact, most of the people, I realized this when I came to Singapore, noticing that people are dying for eating here. Different kinds of foods are available, all different types of varieties there. There's nothing bad into it. But their whole life is being driven by what kind of eating and drinking they're going to have, just because of one single sense organ, taste. And do you know, in this tongue, there is a very little place which is actually making us realize what taste, what particular item or food has. And that's it. We are being driven by that small element of our tongue every day. Do we have any control? Do we have any control on that? If some problem comes in front of us, how we are taking all those? Are we disturbed? Or are we enlightened enough at different bases so that if the problem comes in front of us, we are still in the stabilized position and facing that problem, being not in ignorance, but as a wise man. These things can be experienced very easily once we practice Vihangam meditation. The experience of Vihangam meditation cannot be explained completely just by words, because this is a way to experience it, experience at a different basis. What basis we have? Please check individually where we are. Are we fully based on our body, the sense organs, the tongue, the eye, and all those? Or we have a different basis? Do you want to correct your basis? Do you want to shift from one basis to another? Vihangam meditation can help you to achieve this very easily. But for that, we all have to do regular practice. The regular practice makes a man, we know, right? The proverb, the regular practice makes a man perfect. Maybe our objective is not to become fully perfect, but are we willing to shift our base to a more corrective one? Because ultimately everyone wants happiness. Everyone wants happiness. We have seen in this world that there are so many things available in this world. If we try to have all those things in our life, momentarily we can be happy. But how many of those things sustain in our life for a longer time? Not many. In fact, there are none. As the time passes, everything just vanishes from our life. Everything. Be it our family members, be it any objects outside this world or anything. Everything will vanish. What will be left with us? The experience will be left with us. But what is the level of that experience? Whether we are experiencing things on the basis of body, whether we are experiencing things on the basis of mind, whether we are experiencing everything on the basis of soul is the real question. In fact, interestingly, this body will also have to be left. The mind will also dissociate from us. And we will live at our own basis. Do we know? Do we know what that basis is? Or are we living our whole life in complete ignorance? The 5 stages of Vihangam meditation empowers us to uplift our life from wherever, whoever is. For some people, they may have been at a different level, but for some people, they may have at a different level. Some people may have been at a different level. So whoever is wherever, doesn't matter. Whoever is wherever, Vihangam meditation practice empowers that person to elevate himself or herself in the right direction at the right moment to achieve the real objective of the life. Everyone should meditate. Every single person. Different stages of Vihangam meditation. In the first stage, second stage, and third stage. These 3 stages of Vihangam meditation are the corrective stages. What do I mean by corrective stage? Corrective stage means it makes us correct. Correct from where to where? Wherever we are. It simply brings our level to the level of consciousness. The first stage, second stage, and third stage of meditation is more surrounded by the mind, and correction of the mind, purification of the mind, control of the mind. Because as we know, that all the problems we are facing is only and only because of the presence of the mind. It needs to be corrected. It needs to be corrected to its maximum extent. And after the third level of Vihangam meditation, we would realize that we have reached to the level of the self, the soul. But that's not the end of meditation. Once we realize the soul, that's not the end of the meditation. there are further two more stages at a level of consciousness, at the level of soul, to progress further from there onward to reach to the state of super consciousness. What is your objective of the life? That's you, yourself. We ourselves are responsible to identify the objective of our life. No one else. We cannot blame anyone. It's our own effort. It's our own effort. And Vihangam Yoga is present since 1924 under the guidance of His Holiness Sadhguru Siddhartha Devji Maharaj. This whole organization, this whole system is being driven by one single power, the power of consciousness, the power of supreme consciousness. Since 1924, almost now 100 years. And everything, whatever we do, we don't charge anything. Please be mindful. We don't charge anything to anyone. Everything is free. Because what Sadhguru Siddhartha Devji Maharaj says, the pioneer of Vihangam Yoga, what he says is that this is a right for every human being to know and learn what they are and why do they exist. Why it has to be charged? No. It should not be charged. Everything should be free. And that's how we move on that basis. Yes, there is different thing that some people feel that they need to do service. That is altogether different thing. That's their own feeling, their own surrendership. That is different thing. But it's not on a charge basis. So, my urge to all of you to experiment with yourself, to learn the different stages of Vihangam meditation, to find the explanation, to find the results, to find all different kinds of the results of the experimentation in this body and going beyond this body. That's what the objective of Vihangam Yoga is. And this is applicable for everyone, anyone, irrespective of from which background we are, where do we live, what is our language, what we eat, what we do, doesn't matter. Please continue doing whatever you do. Just add 10 minutes practice in your daily life as a habit, just like we eat every day, just like we sleep every day. If you add 10 minutes meditation in your life, the life will automatically take a step to correct itself. It happens on its own. That's how the mechanism is. It cannot be explained, everything cannot be explained just in words. Please, it's not possible. Because the words have limitation to explain things which are at a level of consciousness. So let us move towards some practice side. We will talk more about the meditation. We will practice meditation also. But let us first try to move towards a little bit of practice. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Normally, just close your eyes. Try to relax wherever you are, whichever position you are in. Doesn't matter how you sit, whether you are sleeping. Sleeping is lying down on the bed also is fine. Sitting down on the chair, on the floor, wherever you are, just relax. Just relax. Keep your eyes closed. Just observe your breathing. Forget about your other surroundings, whatever is happening around you. Just take yourself out from there and just focus on your breathing. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Continue this process for 3-4 times on your own. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. any stress along with your exhalation. Release your tension. When you release the air, just relax. What we are doing is the preparation. We are preparing our body. We are preparing our prana shakti, vital air forces, to stabilize in its own form. Just relax. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Take a long deep breath. And exhale. One more time. And exhale. This is the preparation. We are moving more towards meditation, but before that, we are just preparing ourselves. Now let us do an alternate breathing practice. What we do right now, we just inhale and exhale from both of our nostrils. Now we are going to inhale and exhale alternatively from one of our nostrils at a time. You can use either of the two fingers, but usually if you use the ring finger and the thumb to close your nostrils alternatively, it will be very nice. So what we do, for simplicity, we would do this on 1, 2, 1, 2 basis. That means when you hear 1, please inhale from one nostril. When you hear 2, switch your nostril and the finger and then exhale from the other one. Only change when you have to exhale. Don't change when you have to inhale. If you are confused, you can watch me or you can read out the slide also. Probably watching me is much more better. You may keep your eyes closed if you are comfortable, that you can do it on your own. So let us do, we'll do 3-4 times just as a practice to let you know how to do breathing exercise. There are in total 85 types of breathing exercises. Not all are required to do all the times. Different breathing exercises have different reasons. There are 3-4 very basic breathing exercises. If you include those in our daily life just for 2 to 3 to 5 minutes, it can bring lots of wonderful things to our body and our breathing as well to keep us as healthy as possible. So let's start. Use your ring finger and thumb to close your nostrils. 1, inhale from one nostril. Now switch. And 2, exhale. 1, inhale from the same side. And now switch. 2, 1. Switch. 2, 1. Switch. 2, 1. Switch. 2, 1. Switch 2. You do one more round. 1. Switch 2. 1. Switch 2. This breathing exercise can be practiced for a longer time period depending on the availability of your time as well as your own willingness. 3 to 4 minutes is more than enough to do this. This breathing exercise channelizes your regular breathing, what we do every moment. It will make it more smooth. It will make it as efficient as possible, not letting you be a victim of the breathing problem. So this can be practiced when you are even walking slowly, when you are sitting, when you are doing nothing. You can practice this anytime. Doesn't matter where you are, outside the house, inside the house. Just don't do it in the bathroom. That's recommendable. If you find a fresh air, probably it is the best place to do it. Now let us move to one more breathing exercise that is as equally as effective with the previous one. But this has a different cause and different benefit. This is a vibrative breathing exercise. Many people we have seen that they are having regular headache problem, they are having migraine problem, and some people get very easily stressful, very easily. If you practice this breathing exercise, the bee breathing, the humming breathing exercise on a regular basis, just for 2 minutes, not required for more than 2 minutes. If you can do more than that, it is good enough, but just 2 minutes is more than enough right now. How we do this? We first close our eyes. First watch how I'm doing. Those who are not familiar with it. I'm first closing my eyes. Then I'm putting my fingers over my eyes to cover it up. You don't have to press it hard. No, just cover it up. Just you have to cover it up. And then use the thumbs to close the ears. You will not be able to hear any voice from outside. Mouth will also be closed. And then we inhale deeply through nose and exhale longer from nose itself. But along with exhalation, we do a humming sound from our throat, something like this. Different people have different lungs capacity. So you would practice this on your own lungs capacity. Don't bother about whether somebody is doing too longer, you are doing shorter, or you are doing too longer. It's okay, no problem. On your own lungs capacity. This gives a correction to our lungs also because it can give a little bit of pressure to the lung depending on how elaboratively you are doing this breathing exercise. We do this right now only for 3 times. Means you close our eyes, cover it up with fingers, close the ears with the help of thumbs, mouth will be closed. Then we inhale deeply through nose, exhale longer from nose itself, and along with exhalation, we do a humming sound from our throat. 3 times only. You have to count it on your own because you'll not be able to hear anything from outside. Once you finish, just relax. 3 times, please. Just relax. Keep your eyes closed if you feel so for a few seconds. You can elongate this process for 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, depending on your time availability. But this is very powerful, very, very powerful breathing exercise. Daily practice of this just for 2 to 3 minutes can do lots and lots of new things and good things to your breathing, and especially to the headache problem and migraine problem. At any one time you find yourself very stressful, do this breathing exercise. You will be de-stressed very much immediately. Now let us move towards something interesting, and that is meditation. Why one should meditate? Why one should meditate? As previously we have discussed lots of benefits, lots of things what Vihangam meditation does to us. But probably some of us who have been connected right now, we have been probably practicing meditation in a lot many different ways. That's fine, absolutely fine. But what is the objective of your meditation? Why do you do meditation? Is it that somebody has told you to meditate and that's how you are doing it? Or you know the objective of the meditation? There is a very fine objective of meditation. Whichever meditation we do, there is an objective. Here, when we do the first stage of Vihangam meditation, we have a very specific objective. And that objective is to control the mind. That's the point from where we start this whole journey. We have to control our mind first outside. Because whatever is happening inside this mind, because of which it goes from one object to another, one thought to another, everything has been generated based on which what we have seen, experienced outside. And on that basis, only everything has been generated inside. Unless and until the outside experience is minimized and controlled, we cannot control the inside on its own. Even suppose we have controlled the inside portion, suppose inside this, in this head, in this brain, wherever the mind resides, we are able to control it, suppose, inside. But outside is not controlled. What happens? Inside is controlled. But every time from outside, you are putting the disturbance to your mind. Every time. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that you are controlling your thought inside, but you are continuously giving the thought and challenges to your mind. Okay, you control yourself inside, but I will give you challenge and input and disturbance all the time. No, this is not fair. This is not fair. Reality is that first we should control the outside portion. First, we should control the outside portion. We should let the mind helpful. We have to help the mind so that we can do the things in right direction, in the right way. So first, the mind has to be controlled outside. Then when it goes anything from outside to inside, then the disturbance will be less, and whatever is already inside available in this head, in this mind, in the form of memory, we do that in the second stage of Vihangam meditation to rectify and correct it and control it. So first we have to control the input. The input comes from outside through our sense organs. So we control our mind first from the outside sphere. And then we move to the next stage to control the mind from the inside, the thought process and everything. But right now, we are going to practice meditation, the first stage of Vihangam meditation, the objective of which is to control our mind from the outside. It has not many all different types of benefits as well. You can, if you're watching the slide, you can read it out. There are a lot many different types of benefits. And the best one which I see in terms of when we see our physical form, the body and other things, the best one is the sleep. In this today's world where everyone is having stressful life, everyone is having so much of job pressure because of this corona. Also, if you see, everyone has so much of problem. This head is working very differently. Many people have done suicide. Many people have gone in depression. Many people have don't know what exactly. Everyone has problem. But do you know the problem is not outside, the problem is inside. How we realize the problem outside is a task of the mind. And if we are disturbed inside and outside, the first thing which will be disturbed is our sleep. If you practice Vihangam meditation, believe me, you will go to a sound deep sleep very easily, and your whole day will be as energetic as possible. Your requirement for the sleep will reduce. If you sleep, suppose every day 8 hours, you will not be required to sleep for 8 hours. Probably in 6 hours, it will be done. Your body will be completely fresh. You will find yourself completely fresh. If someone has blood pressure problem, through meditation, that blood pressure can be reduced to the normal. If somebody has high blood pressure, it can be reduced to the normal. If somebody is facing low blood pressure problem, it will be increased to the normal. So it's a correction. It's a corrective process. And the other thing which I have seen for students, for people who are working in their offices, they build a lot of confidence inside them. And that's how they find their life being as satisfied as possible. You will be efficient. You will become a good performer wherever you are. So there are lots of different types of benefits of this Vihangam meditation, along with controlling the mind and moving more towards the peace. So let us practice meditation, maybe just for 5 minutes only or 10 minutes. But now we would practice meditation. Deva sada phala shanti maya shanti shanti. Slowly close your eyes completely. Rub both of your palms together to generate the heat in your palm. Once there is a little bit of heat in your palm, give that heat to your eyes. Bring your consciousness back to the normal and slowly open your eyes. This is the practice for first stage of Vihangam meditation. Just 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. Just this meditation. Right now we did roughly around 8 minutes, but just 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening is more than enough. If somebody wants to proceed more than that, it's good enough, but otherwise 10 minutes is good enough to start to control the mind. Let us try this. I'd request all the participants right now to test it, try it out for 1 month. There is no any compulsion that once you started, you have to do it throughout of their life. No, only when you find it beneficial, you find it is changing your life, please proceed on that basis. But at least you should give a try for 1 month to test something is happening or not on a regular basis. For that reason, we have a platform similar to what right now we are doing for every day. Morning, 6 a.m. Singapore time, and evening, 8 p.m. Singapore time. We practice it every day, irrespective of anything, half an hour. Only practice, no discussion. Just the practice for half an hour. Some breathing exercises, preparing yourself, ourselves, and then doing the meditation calmly. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to come on the video. You just have to be on the audio for 30 minutes. Do along with us the practice. The presentation will also be shown. If anyone wants the presentation, please let us know. We can provide you all those details so that if you miss out any one time, you can practice on your own as well. We can do all those things. The joining link for the practice is always the same, the one through which you have joined. You can click that link simply on the time. We start exactly 6 a.m. Singapore time, and we finish at 6:30, or in the evening 8 and 8:30 Singapore time. In the evening during weekdays, in fact, we have been doing some discussion, but after meditation practice. If anyone wants to leave after 30 minutes, you can leave. But if somebody wants to stay to have some discussion, to question and answer, we do all those kind of things, but up to your own willingness. My request to all of you to please feel free to join us. There is no charge, no cost, nothing, no compulsion. Just try it out. Give some time to yourself to test where you are. Are we progressing? Are we ready to change our base or not? Believe me, I have been practicing meditation since my childhood. And I know the real meaning of meditation. I have been experiencing a lot of different changes in my life. Lots of changes. Sometime we can talk about those things also. But right now, to honor our time, this is the end of our 1 hour session. But just quickly before ending, I would do a prayer to the Master, to the Almighty. You may read it out from the slide, or you may just keep your eyes closed to just listen. विराग त्याग की शांति हो, उदासीनता शांति, सेवा जित शिष्य शांति हो, सत्य शांति हो। हे प्रभु शांति स्वरूप हो, शांति शांतिमय शांति शांति जन शांति हो, पूर्ण शांतिमय। हे प्रभु शांति प्रदान करा, दूर हो सर्वय शांति, देव सदा पर शांतिमय शांति शांति सुख शांति शांति सुख। And with this, I'd like to declare that we have just finished our 1 hour introductory session. However, if anyone wants to have any question to ask, please feel free to ask. And in the chat box just now, we have shared our feedback form, our Google form. Please, we would request all of you to fill that form, all of those who have just joined. That would be good for us because it requires for us to know your contact details, because we don't know all of you right now. We want to reach out to you individually to discuss a few more things. You may reach out to us to discuss anything if you want to know. Please feel free to reach out to us. Everything is always open from this platform. So please request you to fill that form so that we can know who all you are. If anyone has any specific question, please feel free to ask. Yes, Santosh ji? Okay, it seems there is no question left anymore for any one of you. So here we would like to close the whole session completely. Thank you very much for joining this session, for your time. We hope to see you all to join our daily meditation practice. We do on a regular basis. There are lots of different activities we do. We have Facebook page, we have Twitter account. We do regular such kind of sessions every fortnightly. We will let you know once we know your contact details. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a nice time ahead. Take care of yourself.